everyone, Dominic here, bringing you another Ravening Report. So this time we've got Saurian Ancients versus Kingdom of Aquitaine. This battle is a continuation of a small games day that we had to sort of kick off our new league here. A little bit different for these because we did do an escalation type games day. So the first battle was only 2,500 points. The second game is going to be 3,500 points. With everything we used in the 2,500 point list has to be in the 3,500 point list. You can add to units, but you can't take anything away. So that's, with that in mind, that's kind of how we went with. The deployment was going to be encircle for this one, with spoils of war as the secondary objective. Now there was a little bit something that we changed up as well. For this scenario, we made the person whoever won the last game, which in this case was the Saurian Ancients, they had to be the defender, and they had to deploy their entire army first. After that, the attacker actually got to decide who goes first instead of rolling for it. There was an extra bonus as well. The defender got to pick one of its scoring units to have the center token in its possession at the start of the game. So you've already got part of the secondary, but you've kind of got a blind deployment, and probably may not get turn one if it's not beneficial to you. So with that in mind, let's get started. So here's a quick look at the deployment I put down with, like I said, being the defender and not seeing anything of his. So for the army list, I have 7 Raptor Riders with a banner and musician champ as well, I guess. I've got a Taurosaur with an engine of the Ancients. I have 3 Pterodon Riders with the Firebolas. I've got a unit of Saurian Spears. They are Jaguar Warriors, full command, and the Banner of Discipline. I also chose them to start off with one of the tokens. Over here, I have another unit, or a unit of Skink Braves, I guess. Poison Javelins, and Banner Musician, and the Poison Banner as well. I have a Spearback. I've got my Army General, who's a Quadlord. He's got Symbiosis and the Sphere of Shielding, as well as the Obsidian Rock. That's how he's got. I've got another unit of Saurian Spears, Jaguar Warriors, full command, Banner of Discipline. And lastly, I have a Stygiosaur with the Mystic Traveler. So, here's my my army, my opponent's army here, if I can remember. He's got, I think these are Knights of the Realm. He's got some Yeomen up here. He's got a Duke on a Hippogriff. He's got Grail Knights with a Damsel in there. Right here he's got a massive unit of Knights of the Realm with the Impact Hit Banner and a BSB in the unit. And lastly over here he's got a unit of Questing Knights. That's where he chose to deploy, and he also took first turn. As you can see, I did do a bit of a Vanguard move here, but other than that, it's going to be kicking off the game with Kingdom of Aquitaine, turn 1. So he just slowly starts moving up here. He's got the range advantage by far, so make sure to get in range of some of his spells. He used Divination Magic as well as I did, so and he goes right into Magic. So for Magic, he does Unerring Strike here, and manages to kill off the Spearback with Fate's Judgment. I think I stopped the first one. Fate's Judgment goes off but kills him. And everybody passes their panics. And I think that's pretty much it. I think he took some pot shots over here, didn't cause any wounds. But that's what the table looks like, as we're going to go turn 1 for Saurian Ancients. So over here, the Pterodons do their sweeping attack and park themselves right in front of this one unit of Knights of the Realm. Managed to kill a single guy. I didn't take a picture of the movement here, but in Magic, We tried to do... I think we're trying to pick off knights out of this Grail Knight unit. I did pick off a single one here. I think that was with the 2d6 non-maximized roll. And oh no, it was Spark of Creation. That's what we did. We did Spark Creation, picked off a Grail Knight, and we did some shooting over here. Tried to pick off some wounds over here, but he actually passes all of them. So that's pretty much how the table looks like as far as where I moved in the movement phase. Like I said, I didn't really take pictures of it, but that's how things are going to look as we're going to go to turn 2 for Kingdom of Ecbatane. So over here, he's going to declare a long charge into the front of those spears. He's going to declare, he first declared a charge from the Knights of the Realm into the Pterodons. We fled to here, and then he declared a charge from his Duke into the Pterodons, who fled again, and they landed on the other side of this building over here. He then redirected his charge from, I believe it from actually, I want to say he declared a charge here. Nope. He redirected this charge into the skinks. It was pretty far, so I decided to stand and shoot. We did pick off a lucky wound there. And these guys also tested to redirect, and they also went to the skinks. But we fled that charge. And we end up... There's that charge, sorry. There's the flee. And we end up back over here, making this charge even further. Unfortunately for me, though, he did make this charge, the longest of the two charges. The Duke gets way back here and is kind of staring some things down that I don't really want him to. Over here he did fail this charge, and as did the Knights of the Realm up here, of course. For the rest of the movement, he just kind of shimmies up. He moves the Grail Knights around to the... or not the Grail Knights, the Questing Knights around to the flank here, out of arc of sight of the spear block. And he actually just sort of backs up a little bit with those yeomen. Magic, I don't really think he did anything, and that's what the table looks like as we go to turn 2 for Saurian Agents. So over here, I decided that I'm going to try and just win by combat res, maybe, and charge this guy in the flank. We also declare a long charge from this spear block into his yeomen, who decide to flee, and then we redirected that charge into the Grail Knights. Needed a 12 on the dice, didn't make it. This one makes it in, but other than that, that's it for charges. I did rally over here, and the Raptor Riders moved to pick up the second token. And another thing I did at the start of the turn is I decided to cause D3 hits to an unengaged enemy unit within 9 inches. So in the shooting phase, we're going to do that against those Knights of the Realm. And the rest of the movement, all I do is I move my Quaddle further back over here, and I back this guy off to just 18 inches so that I can still cast a magic over there. Into magic, we go and we get, we try and do Awaken the Beast here to gain +1 strength and armor penetration. I believe he stops that. And we do Spark of Creation on those Grail Knights again. I think we pick off 2 more guys here, actually. And then into shooting. We kill only 1 Knight of the Realm up here, I think. And that's pretty much it. In combat, I challenged him out. I figured if he can only do 4 and I could get a few, I might be able to make him take a test, but wasn't meant to be. He passed it, and I decided to go like this. Now this is something that I've always been curious about, because it seems like a really wonky thing, and I'm not actually 100% certain if it's a legal move. So if anybody actually knows for sure, that'd be awesome if you could put it in the comments, just to make sure that this is actually something that can be done. I have seen it done a number of times, but it still seems weird to me. So this is going to be Kingdom of Ecbatane, turn 3. He's going to declare all-out charges here into the spear block. The Grail Knights, or the Questing Knights, start over here. The Knights of the Realm go into the Taurosaur. The questing knights go into the Stygiosaur. They fail that charge, but everybody else makes it in. And I think that's pretty much it. His yeomen continue to flee, heading towards the edge of the board. And we go to magic. He does know thy enemy to get +2 offensive and defensive and agility on these guys. It lets that go because he's probably going to hit me. It's not really going to affect my attacks too much. So, and then he tries to do the stars align over here. And he actually miscasts, but it is one of the lower rolls. His unit did have to suffer hits, and I figured, hey, if they can maybe kill an extra Grail Knight, that's actually more worth it than me stopping the spell. So I just let it go through, and I actually think it did kill a Grail Knight. So we go to combat over here. He charges, he has a wound, and he's got a banner. So he wins by 1, and we just pass it on a 6. So I was really lucky. I actually totally forgot, or maybe I just didn't know, but I always used to think these guys were stubborn. So not knowing that he's stubborn, I kind of was a bit of a surprise and had to change some tactics further down the road. But this one here, he kills the spears all down to just 1 guy remaining. So I break. All his units decide to go for the chase, and he actually ends about an inch away from the Stygiosaur over here, and that's kind of how that is looking. So for turn 3 for Saurian Ancients, we're going to charge into the Grail Knights there. Try and pick off the Wizard is kind of what I was thinking, and if I can make him flee, I'll be out of arc of sight of everything except for these Grail Knights, or these Questing Knights over here, but they won't be able to wheel around because this massive unit of Knights of the Realm is in the way. So we picked up the token at the start of the turn, just moved back like so. I think for the engine, I decided to lower the casting roll this turn, and we just kind of move over here and reform. So we go to magic. We get Know Thy Enemy up over here, and we did Unerring Strike as well. And we tried to put, I think we actually did a single wound to his guy over here from that. Put the Guiding Light on the Taurosaur just in case, but we did kill these last 2 guys, didn't suffer any more wounds, and we just turned to face. Over here, I don't do so good. I do 2 wounds to the Wizard, and I don't think I suffered anything back, but he does stick around, and that's pretty much it. So that's how things look as we're going to start turn 4 for Kingdom of Aquitaine. And he can see, so he's going to charge with the Duke. These guys, they reformed on the spot, and then they did like a moved forward and wheeled a bunch. So really weird maneuver with that much length of a unit, but yeah, he manages to get out of the way there and continues to move these questing knights down around the bottom of the table. His yeoman rally, surprisingly, and he goes to magic. So to counteract my Know Thy Enemy, he casts Know Thy Enemy, and I believe he puts Guiding Light on himself here. That's pretty much it for magic. Combat, he hits the Duke and does the, I think he did 2 lethal strikes that turn into multiple wound D3. Some sort of the, I can't remember if that's an item or if it's the sort of an upgrade. I don't know what they call it for Kingdom of Aquitaine, but either way, he kills the Stygiosaur. I did manage to kill the Wizard, because we were striking at the same time. Or actually, I went first, because he's got a great weapon on this guy. That's what it was. Yeah. But either way, the Duke kills him after I kill the Wizard, and that's just how that's looking. So turn 4, we charge into the Grail Knights here, and we tried as much as we could to get this, the overrun would hit this unit, but he did manage to get it just enough so that that's not going to hit him. But I should still be able to hit the questing knights behind that are trying to sweep around. So over here, the pterodons move and do their sweep attack again, drop rocks. I think they caused a wound or two. Actually, I think they caused 3 with this one. Let's go back here. 4, actually, it looked like. Yeah, they did really well. We also choose the damage on the Taurosaur again, and we go to Magic. Over here, we managed to cause another wound to the Duke. I forget which spell that was. I think it was Spark of Creation. And that's pretty much it for Magic. We also did the shooting. We tried to kill the Duke with the shooting here, but he passed and he survived. So combat comes. We kill the. Yeah, I think I killed the Grail Knights outright and overran to get past everything and managed to hit the Questing Knights and lock them in place. There's that. And yeah, it's just a quick overview of the table here as we're going to go to turn 5 for King of Ectane. So that Duke's going to charge in, gets in no problem. Over here they're going to charge in, they get in no problem. And he's got no magic and no shooting left, so, well, he's got the Yeoman, but they're not really going to do much, so that's how the things are looking. Yeah, that's the Yeoman tried to come up here and shoot at the Quadalord, didn't do anything. Combat comes, because he's got that great weapon. I think he actually did some wounds to me, or maybe it was a bastard sword and he used it as a light lance this turn. But either way, I think he caused 2 wounds to me, and I put the last wound on him, which is really lucky. And we turn to face the soon-to-be-free Knights of the Realm. Knights of the Realm do finish those pterodons off no problem and just pivot. And over here, we actually win by a few, but he passes his check and sticks around. So the start of turn 5 for Saurian Ancients, the Taurosaur is going to charge into his Knights of the Realm. Makes it in, of course. And just for safety's sake, because that Sphere of Shielding is good from range, but if he gets any ideas about trying to charge me, I set it up so that he can't get through, essentially. So we go to Magic. We managed to get Scrying off on the... I think it was actually on the Taurosaur himself. Yeah, just on the Taurosaur. And that's pretty much it. Combat comes. We put 2 more wounds onto the Grail Knights, or Questing Knights, sorry. And he breaks this time. We chase him and we run off the table. And over here, I actually whiffed pretty hard. And I think I only killed 1, maybe 2 guys. However, this combat ends in a complete draw because he's got, I think that's what it was. I did a charge and maybe 2 wounds. And he's got 2 banners and a rank. I think that's how it was. Yeah, either way, it was a complete push, and I'm stuck there. But we're going to go to turn 6 for Kingdom of Aquitaine. And he decides to charge in the flank with those yeomen over here. Just go for it. And we fight that combat. He actually puts 2 wounds onto the Taurosaur. So I'm still alive, and I break from static combat res. And I run, and he does catch me. And that's pretty much it. Turn 6, my other guys were off the table, so they couldn't really do much. We do declare a long charge into this unit here. He elects to hold because it is a long charge and would rather not be fleeing in under half. I guess he's not under 25, but still fleeing at the end of the game, so I do fail that charge, and that's pretty much where we call the game right there, is that's the end of turn 6. Magic didn't really do much. I did try and cause as much damage to this unit as possible, but he stopped both of the spells that needed to happen, so that's the end of the game. We do up the points, and... oh, sorry, getting back to the pictures here, like I said. Tried to do the magic, he stopped all the things, didn't really do enough damage. Do up the points, And with the secondary, it ends up being a 15-5 victory for the Saurian Ancients. So, another fun game, and kind of enjoying a different army and being able to play something that's I'm not used to. So, bit of a learning curve, but still fun. So, um, that's going to do it for this one here. Hope you guys enjoy these battles. Stay tuned for the next one.